I thought I was being so clever there, and they've changed their walk-on song. Right, I give up. Let's head over to the commentary booth and join Matt McNeil and Phil Yates.
Yeah, that was a little bit pie in the sky, wasn't it, Hannah? Never mind. Now then, we keep saying it, but Europe have got to mount some form of recovery. We keep saying it's early, and I suppose numerically it is, but it's getting later all the time.
It is getting late in the day, and if there's a guy who can turn it around, it's this guy right here, Beef Stew Williams. Boy, what a beautiful shot. Just opening up. Stu electing to go with a pitch black, which is a urethane ball, Phil. So it's going to be interesting because that ball is going to drastically and very quickly change the lane conditions. So it's going to be up to Team USA to quickly adapt.
Well, playing back-to-back matches clearly is a big advantage for Kyle Troup. He knows exactly what to expect. And there, once again, pinpoint.
What a beautiful shot here from Kyle. He's given some bumps to his teammates. Off to a good start. Let's see what Oscar can do. He's been struggling thus far in the event. And Osku says, I'm going to turn that frown upside down. With a beauty right here, Phil. All 10 pins right in the pit.
Knows all about the Weber Cup, making his 9th appearance. He's been on 3 winning teams in the past. Well, the messenger wasn't quite over there. The message not quite powerful enough.
No, definitely not. Even with E.J. Tackett's power, he still couldn't get the head pin across the deck. Even Kyle with a makeable spare. The players all starting to have to navigate that ball return, especially on the corner pin spares. And it's just one of those mental things, Phil, you have to shut out as you're walking up to the foul line to deliver the ball, knowing that you're going to probably clip that ball return. You just got to kind of keep it out of your mind. Easier said than done, though.
Stu Williams loves his cricket, but they're knocking over not all of the stumps.
Now, what a great shot here by Stu. This was, and you see that actually the label moved on the 10 pin. The 6 pin actually got a small piece of it, but just not enough to knock it over.
Oh, almost got it out. We're reevaluating what high is now, though.
The skill level in this Weber Cup is off the charts, but also luck comes into it. And having seen Stu Williams play today, I think he's got every right to feel aggrieved. He's not had the best of luck.
He's had some really unfortunate things happen to him thus far. Thankfully, this is only day 1 of a 3-day event, but with how things have been going so far, that day 3 looks pretty far away right now. As a bowler, Phil, I always have thought and believed, in my career at least, you know, for every bad break, you're going to get a good one back. And you just hope it's either within that game, within that block, or even within that tournament. And if we're counting the system that way, Stu's got quite a few breaks that he could probably count on coming at least tomorrow.
Well, if you work on the premise that luck evens itself out numerically, that's fine, but sometimes it's not about numbers but timing.
Absolutely, and timing is everything, not only in bowling but in life. But as we see, just a soft 10 by Stu. That ball's just not finishing as hard. And Stu's going to have to make an adjustment here.
Have you got spec to it?
No.
Okay.
I was just so freaking
So down after 2 frames, the USA, the chance here to go in front.
I was just a bit nervous about doing that because it's fresh. Yeah, that's the problem. It's at least something like that.
Bit of a surprising hit here for Kyle. That's a high percentage hit, especially with a guy with a rev rate of Kyle Troup's. You know, he's going to be in the 570, 580, 590 area. And so really a hit that generally he's accustomed to getting. Just leaves a makeable spare for EJ as he's sent that pin off into the mechanics area there. Hopefully those gentlemen are wearing helmets.
Well, that's the second time today he's done it, so I think when he's bowling, we apply for danger money.
But a little bit. Yeah, it did. I mean, it's online. It's been coming off of a little better.
You hear the American team, they're talking together every single shot, communicating what they're seeing on the lanes. Kyle said he thought the ball was going to come off it a little better. And what he's saying is he thought the ball was going to react harder and go through the pins better. And it just kind of wiggled and laid off as it got to the end of this oil pattern.
Again, walking away from this shot disconsolately.
Well, Stu made a guess here. He said, I need to get the ball up the hill, get the ball up through the pin, so I need the ball to start up earlier. And he tried to feed the ball to the dry area to get it to start up sooner and get through the pin so he wouldn't leave a 10 pin. What happened was he paid the ultimate penalty and he made either not enough of a move or too much a move where the ball got to the dry and overreacted, sending the ball through the face and leaving a very tough split attempt for Osku, which he only got 2 of the 5 pins remaining.
One time here, boss.
Yes, that was a blow, wasn't it, for Europe? And now trying to heighten the misery. Kyle Troup.
What a great adjustment here by Kyle. He moved his eyes right. He fed it a little further right. And when you do that on this lane condition, you're going to encounter more drive on the lane, which is going to make the ball react and get up through the pins. Another move, another guess for Stu. This one closer. The ball still is checking up too early. He's really fighting the lanes front to back, not left to right. And Phil, I'll tell you as a bowler, when you're fighting the lanes front to back, you feel like if I throw it a little too hard, it skids past the head pin. It won't get up the hill. I'll leave a soft 10 or I'll leave a bucket or a half bucket or something of the sorts. And if I slow down and I just try to feather the ball to the spot and just try to roll it to the spot, it's going to hook too soon. It's going to hook too close to me, not get to that break point. And it's really, really frustrating and hard as a bowler to have that type of ball reaction.
Tackett, though, once again, very, very impressive.
And that's something that the Americans have not been fighting. The Americans haven't been fighting their ball reaction pretty much the whole day. I think aside from the Barnes, Anthony Simonson doubles match, which Europe was able to get a point in. And you see Stu made another move left, and he's trying to find more oil in the middle. Once again, this is a 4-to-1 ratio pattern, so that means there's 4 times the amount of oil in the middle part of the lane as there is on the outside part of the lane. So he's moving left to try to find more oil so he can get that ball further down the lane before it starts to grab the lane surface and hook. And he moved left, and the ball actually hooked more. It hooked sooner, so he's really in a quandary.
Nice spell.
Palermo did well there to tidy up. Nevertheless, looking grim once more for Europe.
I was talking to Chris Barnes as he's coming out of comms here, and he just said our strategy has just been so much better than Team Europe's so far. And I think that's going to be something the Europeans are going to really have to improve going into the upcoming matches.
And there's that messenger. Is there no relief?
And this is absolutely what a 575 rev rate is going to get you. That's going to get you tossing pins across the deck. Just an absolute beauty by Kyle Troup. He gives it the little smoocheroo.
That's better from Stu Williams.
You know, it just came 7 frames too late, and I think Stu, looking back on the match, maybe says, you know, maybe resin was the equipment to use, and try not to go with that urethane. He struck in that first frame, but he struggled ever since.
Oh boy. Russell. Make it. Yeah, make it.
So can the shotmaker work the oracle?
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle is a very, very accomplished split maker, and the reason why is because generally higher rev players that cover more boards and throw the ball a little firmer, sometimes when they miss, they leave a lot of splits. Obviously, he didn't get it done on that time, but bowling on tour with Kyle, I'll tell you what, he can make quite a few splits.
So 2 frames to go. The USA lead is 25.
Absolute must for Osku.
You're 100% this game.
Not giving up the ghost.
No, and that was such a great effort by Osku. It tells you the level of player that he is, because he sat and he hadn't thrown a strike ball, Phil, for since frame 2. So that was his first strike ball attempt. In a number of frames, he was able to make a great shot.
There you go.
But Tackett just tacks on in terms of the strikes this USA unit are producing.
And if you thought Kyle's messenger was fast, that messenger was a white blur across the deck. And that really just sealed the deal for the United States here.
Yes, that is that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's just been one of those head-scratching days for the Europeans, where they think they're lined up going into the match.
Yeah.
Maybe it works for a frame or two, and then the lanes change, and then they're fishing around. And while they're fishing around, they're just paying maximum penalty for all the guesses that they're making. And there's nothing more frustrating as a bowler or demoralizing. It's very, very tough to keep a clear mind and a positive attitude when it seems like you're always having to guess every shot.
You don't need to guess who's dominating this match. It is Team USA. You know, last year, after 2 sessions, it was 10-6. The best that Europeans can do now is 10-3. That's if